Going to take a look at this scenario today with these three characters. So we have Arica, we have Marin, and we've got Katia. So it's a pretty strong team. Now Marin, when he builds or constructs anything, he uses less materials than everybody else, so it's cheaper to make everything in the game with him doing it. Katia's got good bargaining skills, so that means that every time we go into trading, she's going to get better prices for sold things and cheaper prices for buying things. So that's a pretty strong combo, those two together. Arica, she has some specific combat skills where she moves quietly, and she can also backstab and other things. So if you're kind of playing a combat-oriented playthrough, she has her uses, but in this one not so much. She has a backpack of 10, as does he. She has a backpack of 12, so she'll be doing all of the looting because she can bring more home. And the kicker with this scenario is that it starts in winter at minus temperatures, and we have to deal with that. So I did a scenario on this about 3 years ago, but I was skipping the loot runs and I've been meaning to replace it, so let's go. So first thing we want to do is we'll have Marin running around picking stuff up and then doing the building, but I just want to get two of them busy, so not that way because she can't get through this door. So she needs to get to the top here while Marin goes picking things up. So she's digging away. Good. Let's get her digging, and then Marin can start on all the loose piles, most of which are across this line here. But there's two out here, which she will have access to shortly. We don't quite have time to do the whole house today, but there's no need to do that. We'll get through most of the house, and then probably these two piles will be left at the end. But we can do that tomorrow at our leisure. So this is the last of the currently available piles, and then Marin can get building. So let's get him going. So pretty much the first step in every scenario is to make a metal desk, which is that thing. And then pretty much the second thing to do in every scenario is make a crowbar, which we will do. Because you've got all these boxes to open up and doors. So there's 1, 2. So this icon means that you can open it only with a lockpick currently. So it's 3, 4, 5. But once we have a crowbar, then we'll have a crowbar icon become available. So she's finished, so now she can get access to these two loose piles. He's finished, he can get on the crowbar. She's finished, she can force that door. So the final loose pile is there, so she can get that. She can get this one. Marin's almost finished with the crowbar. So she's got to wait for the crowbar, which won't be long. There it is. And then she can start on digging this pile. Meantime, she can come down here and wait until the crowbar is available again, which is now. And then Marin's finished there. She can get digging. She can force this. In the meantime, we're going to need one bed. One bed's good enough for 3 people. So let's have Marin throw that up. Meantime, she can get digging. So we got these two busy still. So one bed is enough for 3 people because every night one person will guard, one person will loot, and one person will be sleeping. So every day 2 of them are going to be tired, and we just have to sleep 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. So he can get that box. And then it's just these two piles left once these two have finished and got access to the corners. So nobody's sick or injured here, so we don't have to use any meds. But of course, being winter, we are liable to get sicknesses because anything under 15 degrees and the probability of somebody becoming sick increases. So the colder it is, the higher probability someone's going to be sick. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So, can we upgrade this yet? Because that's probably the next step. Actually, can we upgrade this? Not far off. But we don't have any gun parts, so I think the best thing we can do is upgrade this. Yep. So just one closet to go, and that's down there. Alright, Katia's got nothing else to do, so she can get down here and start digging on these final piles. Now, one thing this scenario does give you is a heater, and about 5 p.m. this will take 6 wood. And if you look at our things, we did find some firewood, quite a bit in fact. So we need to put this up to the maximum around 5 o'clock, so she can get going there, which is about now. So this won't get it to the full 15 degrees, but it'll get it close enough that the chances of somebody being sick are, well, minimized at least. But now, if somebody does get sick, we have one med. Because these are the sickness meds. These are the stronger ones. So they kind of guarantee that if somebody's sick, they'll go up one level. And these are the weaker meds, which are kind of hit and miss. It's maybe 50% that you get better. So, anything else we can do? Alright, we can start to get boards in. So this is quite debatable. I'm going to do it. Only because the penalties that you get with raids if you're underprepared, this is over preparation without question, but the penalties you get from raids are just too great. And I tend to just not take the risk. Because we're not getting raided on night 1 anyway, so this is really not necessary. But we have to build these anyway. And I'd rather stay ahead of the curve and make sure that we have no losses from raids at all. So we have this map. Because the thing about raids is 2 things can happen. You get things stolen, and if things are stolen, it tends to be the stuff you really don't want to lose, like food. Or you get somebody injured. And if somebody gets injured and you're still underprepared for subsequent raids, then the injuries start to stack up, and that really hits house morale, and you can lose whole runs that way. So I just prefer not to take any chances whatsoever and over-prepare for raids, if anything, which is what we will do. But so we've been dealt this map. There's 6 random ones, and this isn't a great one. For this scenario at least. Best one for this scenario is probably the one that deals you the garage, because in this scenario the garage is quite overpowered, because you can go there and you can buy a hatchet and saw blades and all sorts, which means you don't have to upgrade the metal desk. And once you've got the hatchet, you can beat furniture up at locations including your own house, and get loads of wood and firewood that way, but we don't have that option. So this is also giving us St. Mary's Church, and this place is bugged because normally you can go there without a problem, but sometimes you get attacked for no reason. And so I tend to never go there, which pretty much leaves this one. This is a great location, but we can't get there because it's winter. So we're kind of restricted to the looted gas station, which we will do. Now, we've only got 1 bed, so he's going to sleep, and she may as well guard. There's no raid tonight, but she's got nothing else to do, so we'll do that and go there. So there's no preparation needed, because there are no locked boxes that we need to get through, or at least ones we can get access to tonight. So let's go there. So first thing we're going to do is just pick up all the loose piles, everything we can. And we're going to put it all in one place so that at the end of the night we can look through and decide what we want to take. So that way we don't have to be looking into individual piles and deciding what we want from each individual pile, because it's pretty inefficient. Alright, we've got something to dig through, so let's get started on that. So she's coming up to finishing the pile now. It takes 2 hours to hand dig piles there. So I'm just gonna make this, just drop something there so we can make this as our consolidated pile. I'm just going to dump everything into there. So we've got enough time to get through the entire location tonight. So very rarely make a shovel, but I was just thinking in this particular scenario, it's one of the rare ones where we are likely to make a shovel. So we could have actually made a shovel last night, or rather on the first day, to speed this process up. Now most of these icons here with the magnifying glass are just information only, but this one actually has a purpose because it opens up a box down here that has some diamonds in. So this is a kind of must-read one. We'll go down here in a minute, which we have access to. Meantime, let's just deal with the upstairs. Yeah, a shovel, you can hand dig the piles in most locations. There's just one or two where you really need a shovel just because there are so many. But in this particular scenario, we'll see why soon, but having a well, yeah, we are going to make a shovel, let's put it that way. And it's a situation where it's not even a nice to have, it's a must have, because we're going to need a weapon, and the shovel counts as a pretty good weapon. The crowbar counts as a weapon for house defense, but it's not that useful in combat situations because it's not as powerful as a shovel. So for example, we left the we're not getting raided on night one anyway, but we left the crowbar at home. So 2 people and one weapon, the weapon being the crowbar. We'll get a message saying that we had weapons but not enough for everybody. That's if we were to get raided, which we're not. So this icon here, for example, is just information only. It doesn't do anything for us. Poor man had been caught by the shelling. What was he doing here? So we got 2:30. The night ends at 5 AM. So we've got plenty of time here. I think there's a pile out here. Let's just check. Yep. $3 AM. We've still got 2 hours, so we're good. So down here is a saw blade requirement, and we don't have them right now, and no way to make them. And behind there, there's a box which we either need a lockpick or a crowbar. And reading this clue with the magnifying glass up here, I think it's this pile that it opened up, and that will have some diamonds in, which we are going to need later. So 3:40, we've got 1 hour, 20 minutes, we're good. And now it's just a question of deciding what we want to take home. So we don't necessarily need food right now. Given that it's winter, we're not going to be trading meds, but these could be useful if somebody gets sick. So I'm going to take those. We're going to want to make a shovel. So we're probably short of components. So let's take those. This is generally just trade. We don't need that right now. This is for cooking, which we're not going to be doing for a while. One gun part, that's disappointing. Because we're going to need gun parts. And we are going to need these at some point. So I'm going to take those and the rest wood, just for now. Because Franco will be coming on day 3, and I'm just thinking if we can use wood to get anything we particularly want from him, that would be good. So let's go there and I'll see you at home. Out of day 2, Katia back from the looted gas station. So a question every day is going to be who's sick, or is somebody sick? Yes, Arica is. And then how sick? Okay, she's only slightly sick, so we can get by. Well, we got a choice. We could take the stronger med, and that guarantees she gets better, or you can go with the weaker one. Now I'm going to take the stronger one because this is one of the rare scenarios where we're not relying on meds for trade. Just because it's winter, and you just don't get decent prices during the winter because everything's so expensive. So in this scenario only. Well, let's get her to bed because we have to sleep 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, as previously mentioned. Alright, so what else can we do? Katia can keep going on the piles. So just looking at our things, we now have 29 wood. The trader Franco usually comes on day 3. Let's keep her going on the other one. And it's just a question of what we want to do today. We're going to have to top up the fire here, but that can wait till about 5 p.m. again. So we're not expecting any visitors today. Franco can come on day 2, but very rarely. So what we would really like to do is try and get this upgraded. Because then we can make a hatchet if we can find gun parts. Franco sometimes sells them, but sometimes he doesn't have them. But we're short of components there. Now, we are going to get a couple of new locations tonight, and one of them is going to be the supermarket soldier. So if we look at our things, we could take this, which counts as a weapon, but it's not strong enough. Katia can't take him out with a crowbar. If she attacks him with a crowbar, then he'll fight back and she'll get injured. But she can take him out with this. So this is why we're going to make a shovel. So let's do that. So the supermarket soldier, it's going to give us a morale bump, among other things, and it's going to give us gun and bullets, which we don't particularly need, to be honest, but given that we are so short of locations, given that half of them are unavailable, and we would also prefer not to have to go to the church because of that bug there. So it kind of forces us either to go back to the looted gas station or to do the supermarket soldier. And now that we've got a weapon, Katia can do that. So that's basically it for the day. What we're going to do is as soon as she wakes up, well, actually, you've got to be careful here because if they're sick or injured, they don't wake up. So you have to wait until the tired status disappears, which it will do shortly, and then manually get them up after that. So I'm going to switch these 2 over. Now he could get another board in, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm just going to hold off on that just for now. See if we need the wood or not. So I'm going to switch these 2 over at 5 p.m. I'm going to pump this up to the maximum, and then I'll see you tonight. So we ended the day at 11 degrees, so we're short of the magic 15. But anyway, where are we? So she's going to scavenge tonight. She's going to sleep in bed because she's sick, and he's going to guard. So we are potentially going to get raided tonight, but we're not going to be taking the crowbars. So the message we'll get is that we should be fine, because I think even without boards, 1 armed guard would be enough at this stage, because the raids start very weakly, or rather very weak, and they get stronger over time. So at this stage, you really don't have to do too much. But I ended up putting that second board in anyway. So 2 boards and an armed guard, and we're well over prepared there. So there won't be an issue. So we have a couple of new locations, one being the airport. Great site, but we can't get there. So that leaves us a supermarket and source by the whole, later during the war zone since the area is under military control. So that's the supermarket soldier, and that's why we needed the shovel. So there are lockpick requirements there. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2. That's the problem. So I'm just going to take 1 because that will be enough. We'll have enough to bring back anyway without having to open up everything. And there's our weapon. And that's all we need, and go. So the soldier's here. We just need to run past him. So she's going to go down here, down the ladder, and then she just needs to run here. So the woman there runs off, so she has now been saved, and we get a morale bump for that. We just arm up with the shovel, and boom, he's down. So sometimes he stops here and goes up here, and then he kind of pulls us here and comes back, so you just have to wait, but he always does come back. So scavenge. Now we've got a gun and bullets. Not that we needed it, but it adds to house defense, and these are also really good for trade if necessary, and a bottle of booze. And then here we got the meds. Meds are always in this box here. So 2 more sickness meds, which might be useful. And bringing the shovel has its use here as well. So here's the 2 locked boxes. It is 2 after all, so probably, yeah, we'll have to make a decision. I'll probably just do this one. Because we've got a return visit here anyway, so it's not really important which one we do. Because we're going to have enough to take back 12 full stacks tonight anyway. So I'm going to start dumping everything into a single pile here, which is kind of central. So just drop there. So right mouse click puts everything away. We do need this, so let's finish up downstairs at least. Let's go this one. So yeah, I need to remember that we need 2 in future. So Franco is likely to come on day 3, so we're probably going to get into trading tomorrow. And the thing about winter is that the prices of everything goes up a lot, but especially wood. So buying wood is an absolute no-no, but we can sell wood. And we can buy an awful lot with that wood, if we can get access. So I'm seeing gun parts there, which we're going to need if we're going to make a hatchet. Because a hatchet in this particular scenario is huge value, because you can start to break down furniture for wood. And as mentioned, apart from needing the wood for the fires and things, it's great for trade. I don't think it would be good to bring a hatchet back to this location to break up some furniture here. Every location has furniture you can, I think every location. Well, let's just say most locations have furniture you can break down for wood. Some more than others. There's some places like, I think Sniper Junction is one of the richest places for breaking down furniture. For firewood. I'm not sure if we get that in this scenario. We'll see. Because most scenarios you get either Central Square or Sniper Junction. And of all the sites, Sniper Junction is one of the richest. And it's not that difficult, really. You just got to avoid that sniper shot, which isn't that difficult. So we might have to leave something behind up here. Yeah. We probably won't use bullet. So I'm going to leave the teddy bears behind as well. We might come back up here. Especially if we have to leave something behind here. Which we do. Alright, we're coming back up. So apart from those two piles that we left behind at the top there, we've got a couple of piles here as well. That one. Then there's a bunch along the end here. So given that all I'm going to do is run around picking up piles and putting it all into that central spot there, I'll be back once I've done all that, and then we'll see what we've got to take home. So I didn't get to all the piles, but given that it's 4:30, we've only got 30 minutes to get home. Then I'm just going to have to pick from what we've got so far. Now, what do we have? I'm going to take those full stacks. So yeah, it's pretty much full stacks only. That is a full stack of gun parts. Now, if Franco has gun parts, or he just needs to have one, and remembering there is one at the looted gas station as well, because we need 5 to make a hatchet. So even if he doesn't have any, we could potentially go back to the looted gas station for our 5th one. And then it's full stacks only. Now, as it's Franco and we can trade wood, I'm tempted to just go with wood only. I'm going to take this just to bolster house defense even more. I think we need to come back here. Various reasons. Firstly, we need to come back with another lockpick because there is that closet that we were unable to open. I haven't finished all the piles either, and there's plenty more to take from here. We certainly have... in fact, I'm going to take this back. We don't necessarily need it as a weapon because now we're going to have the crowbar, the shovel, and the gun. So it's going to be 3 weapons, 2 people. But yeah, there's more than one visit left here. So we'll see what other locations open up. We don't necessarily need the food right now, so let's go there. I'm going to end the episode there rather than run too long, and I'll be back for the next episode where we will cover days 3 and 4, and time allowing, try to get in day 5 as well. But thanks for watching this one. I hope to see you next time. Bye.